Welcome students. Today we are going to study about the practical work of 9th and 10th standard of ICSE board. In this video we are going to study about the method of formation of various type of gases like hydrogen, carbon dioxide, oxygen, chlorine, etc. and the chemical test for the identification of these gases. So let's start with our video.
Hydrogen gas. It's a colorless and odorless gas. The method of formation of hydrogen gas is that when reactive metal like sodium, potassium, magnesium, zinc, iron, aluminium, etc. react with dilute acids like HCl and dilute H2SO4, they produce metal salts. With HCl, metal chloride is formed as a salt, and with H2SO4, metal sulfate is formed as a salt, and hydrogen gas is produced. So reactive metals plus dilute sulfuric acid give rise to metal sulfate and hydrogen gas. For example, when magnesium react with dilute sulfuric acid, it produces magnesium sulfate and hydrogen gas. So let's see how magnesium react with dilute sulfuric acid to produce hydrogen gas.
Formation of hydrogen gas by using magnesium ribbon. Magnesium ribbon look like this, and we are going to add magnesium ribbon, and now we are going to add dilute sulfuric in it and see what happens. So you can clearly see the effervescence of formation of hydrogen gas. Now let's do the test for hydrogen gas. For that we must bring a burning matchstick near the hydrogen gas. The hydrogen gas burn with a pop sound, so very carefully listen the sound.
Similarly, reactive metal when react with dilute HCl, metal chlorides are formed as a salt and hydrogen gas is produced. For example, when zinc react with HCl, it will produce zinc chloride and hydrogen gas. It is very important to note that whenever we are writing a chemical equation, it should be balanced. The above equation for the reaction of zinc with HCl is not balanced, so we put 2 in front of HCl to balance this equation. Now this equation is balanced. Let's see how the zinc react with HCl to produce zinc chloride and hydrogen gas.
Now we are going to study the preparation of hydrogen gas by the reaction of zinc with dilute HCl. So first of all we take zinc granule which look like these. These are called zinc granules, and now I am going to put this zinc granule in a test tube, and now I am going to add dilute HCl in it. So on pouring dilute HCl in it, you can easily see the effervescence. The bubbling is forming here. So these effervescences are due to, these bubbles are due to the formation of hydrogen gas.
Now the test for hydrogen gas is that hydrogen gas is an odorless and colorless gas, so it cannot be detected from its color or smell. It burns with a pop sound when a burning matchstick is brought near it. So let's see how the hydrogen gas burn with a pop sound.
So we prepare the hydrogen gas here. So I am taking the burning matchstick near it. Very carefully listen the sound. So this is the sound produced when we burn a hydrogen gas. It burns with a pop sound.
Now oxygen gas. It's also a colorless and odorless gas. The method of formation of oxygen gas is, the first method is that the metal nitrates like copper nitrate, lead nitrate, zinc nitrate, etc. on heating give metal oxide plus reddish brown NO2 gas and oxygen is formed. For example, copper nitrate, which is blue in color, on heating produce copper oxide, which is a black color oxide, plus nitrogen dioxide, and oxygen, which is a colorless gas, is formed. But again this equation has to be balanced, so we put 2 in front of copper nitrate, 2 in front of copper oxide, and 4 in front of NO2 to balance the equation. If we are not balancing the equation, we will not get marks. Similarly, lead nitrate, which is white substance or white solid, on heating give lead oxide, which is a yellow oxide, plus reddish brown NO2 gas, and a colorless oxygen gas is formed. So again, to balance this equation, we put 2 in front of lead nitrate, 2 in front of lead oxide, and 4 in front of NO2. In the same way, zinc nitrate, which is also a white solid, on heating give zinc oxide, which is yellow when hot and white when cold, and NO2 gas is formed, which is reddish brown gas, and colorless oxygen gas is formed. Again, to balance this equation, we put 2 in front of zinc nitrate, 2 in front of zinc oxide, and 4 in front of NO2, so as to balance the equation. The second method of formation of oxygen is that metal oxides like PbO2, Pb3O4 or mercury oxide, etc. on heating produce oxygen gas. For example, PbO2, which is a black oxide, on heating strongly give PbO plus oxygen gas is formed. So again, this equation is not balanced. So to balance this equation, we put 2 in front of PbO2 and we put 2 in front of PbO. So let's see the effect of heat on the lead oxide for the formation of oxygen.
Now we are going to study about the formation of oxygen gas. It can be formed by heating PbO2, which is a black color oxide. It looks like this. It's a black color oxide. Now we are going to heat this black color oxide, and as a result of which oxygen gas is formed. But oxygen gas is colorless and odorless, and we are taking a solid, so no effervescence is formed here, and we are not able to identify that this gas is oxygen. So to solve this problem, I take alkaline colorless paraglycerol solution, and if the bubbles are forming in this solution, that means some gas is forming, and if the color of this solution is going to be changed, that means this is oxygen gas. So let's start heating. Now see that bubbles are forming, that means some gas is forming on heating PbO2. Now see that the color of this colorless paraglycerol solution is changes to brown. This shows that this gas which is forming is oxygen gas. This is a test for the identification of oxygen gas, that it turn colorless alkaline paraglycerol solution colorless to dark brown. Another test for oxygen gas is that when we bring a glowing splinter near oxygen gas, it starts burning again. This is a burning splinter. Now I am taking this splinter near to the oxygen gas, and let's see what happens. So see that it starts burning. It starts burning. So this shows that the gas formed is oxygen gas on heating PbO2.
Now the carbon dioxide gas, it's also a colorless and an odorless gas. The method of formation of carbon dioxide is the first method, metal carbonates like copper carbonate, zinc carbonate, except sodium carbonate and potassium carbonate. These two carbonate will not produce hydrogen gas on heating, but copper carbonate, zinc carbonate on heating give carbon dioxide gas. For example, when we heat copper carbonate, which is green color substance, on heating it produces copper oxide, which is a black oxide, and carbon dioxide gas is produced. So let's see how this carbon dioxide is produced on heating copper carbonate. So here in a test tube we have taken a green color copper carbonate, and now we are heating it with the help of a Bunsen burner. So because it's a solid, so on heating you can easily see the change in color of this copper carbonate, and this powder is flying above. This flying of the powder is due to the formation of carbon dioxide, which is pulling the particle upward, and this is due to the formation of carbon dioxide on heating copper carbonate. So it looks like that this solid is boiling, but this is not boiling. Actually the carbon dioxide pushing the powder, and it looks like boiling. And by this method carbon dioxide is formed on heating copper carbonate. Similarly, when zinc carbonate, which is a white colored solid, is heated, it produces zinc oxide, which is yellow when hot, white when cold, and produce carbon dioxide. The second method for the formation of carbon dioxide is that metal carbonates or metal bicarbonates like calcium carbonate, sodium bicarbonate also give carbon dioxide on reaction with dilute acids. Means metal carbonates or metal bicarbonates, when react with dilute acids, it produces metal salt plus water, and carbon dioxide gas is produced. For example, sodium bicarbonate when reacted with dilute HCl, it produces sodium chloride salt plus water and produce carbon dioxide gas. So let's see how carbon dioxide is produced on adding HCl in sodium bicarbonate. Here we are pouring sodium bicarbonate in a beaker and now we are adding acid to it, and you can easily see the formation of effervescence. So much bubbles are coming outside. These bubbles are formed due to the formation or coming out of the carbon dioxide from the solution. So by this method, carbon dioxide is formed by adding HCl in sodium bicarbonate. The test for the identification of carbon dioxide is that carbon dioxide turn colorless lime water. Lime water is basically a colorless solution which contains very minute particle of calcium hydroxide in water. So carbon dioxide turn this colorless lime water milky on passing carbon dioxide from lime water. But along with this line, we also have to write one more line. That this carbon dioxide turn lime water milky but do not affect acidified KMnO4 and potassium dichromate, that is K2Cr2O7 solution. Why do I have to write this line? Because sulfur dioxide also turn lime water milky, but sulfur dioxide also affect acidified KMnO4 and K2R2O7 solution, while carbon dioxide do not. So to differentiate between sulfur dioxide and carbon dioxide, so this is very important to write that carbon dioxide turn lime water milky but do not affect acidified potassium permanganate or potassium dichromate solution. Now let's see making of lime water milky on passing carbon dioxide through it. So here in the test tube we have taken lime water, and with the help of delivery tube we are passing the carbon dioxide through this lime water. It is clear that lime water is clear solution, but on passing carbon dioxide, let's see how the color going to be changed. So when we pass carbon dioxide through this colorless lime water, it will turn milky. You can clearly see the milkiness appear in the lime water, and this show that the gas is carbon dioxide. Calcium carbonate also react with dilute HCl to produce calcium chloride as salt plus water and produce carbon dioxide gas. So let's see how this calcium carbonate react with HCl to produce carbon dioxide gas and how this carbon dioxide turn lime water milky. In this experiment we have taken calcium carbonate and in a test tube we are added HCl, and that test tube is attached with the another test tube which is containing lime water with the help of a delivery tube. So when we add calcium carbonate directly into HCl, immediately the carbon dioxide is formed, and on passing this carbon dioxide from lime water you can easily see the color of the lime water changes to milky. So this experiment show that calcium carbonate when react with HCl produce carbon dioxide, and because that this gas turn lime water milky, this show that this gas is carbon dioxide gas. So learn and note down all the chemical equation for the preparation and the chemical test for the identification of hydrogen, oxygen and carbon dioxide studied in this video. In next video we will study the method of formation of some more gases and test for their identification. This video is prepared with the help of Mrs. Sukhjeet and Bharat Bhushan of Chemistry Department. Please like and subscribe the channel for the latest update. Thank you.